Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have another, hopefully good video. This is coming from Sweden, Ludin Technology. They actually have sent a few computers for us to test and repair as well. This time it's in a Volvo Penta Ludin 3. The boat was in a fire, and they want us to to check the computer because they got no communication. This is a Volvo Penta DPX 600. Is a 8.8 liter. So this is a high output engine, and we'll see. Hopefully we can get something with them, with these computers. As you will see, well, you can see in there, look at the cover on that. It is definitely very black. The computer part number, at least I was able to clean it a little bit because it's very sodded, from the fire. It's a 16237009, and that is definitely for a high output on those MEFI. So before we go into the test, let me take you over to the actual, oops, not sure what that happened. Give me 1 second to fix that. I'm not sure what happened in there with that image. It was so weird, but yeah, you can see how black that looks, right? So let me open the folder. Which I have in here, 1 second. It's going to be a very short, description, but this is the information that I have from him. You can see it was nothing to read, so I tried to clean it as much as I could without really damaging the information, because at least to know what was this, because all it says is that, but I didn't know if it was a MEFI 3 or MEFI 4. Again, Ludin Technology from Sweden. It says being in a boat fire, Volvo Penta DPX 600. We do not get a contact with the ECM communication, right? Part number unknown. It will be good if you could look at it ASAP, which that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so yeah, the module looks like this. Let me, it will not be good. It will be good if you could look at it ASAP. All right, so let's do this. So this is, I guess, clean it a little bit to see the numbers. And this is, the computer itself doesn't look that bad, so hopefully it will be repairable. We'll see what we can or not do. All right, so let me get you in this view. And I'm going to get the diagram in the screen as well. All right, so we got the diagram, and let me put one of the other diagrams in here. So we're going to select, make sure that is popping up and it's not in yours. Now it is perfect. All right, so for this one, I'm using the diagram from Rinda. That's a marine diagnostic software based for Windows. So you can install it in laptops, and in this case, myself, in a desktop, and it's very good. So we will select MEFI 1 and 4 for this. I have to also plug, turn the module on. I have the fuel pump relay connected in a test light instead of the fuel pump. So let's see if we can see that coming on or not. We got sensor ground, and we got nothing. So we have no communication in the module and no fuel pump relay. This is not looking good because I don't see not even a 5-volt reference or anything. But let's do it. So we're going to try to see if we can detect the computer. So far, no reply, which is exactly their concern. So definitely we can see that. So, and like I said, I'm going to carefully open it up in here because this was pre-opened by them. So let me do a little poking into the computer and see what I can do and contact them and see, hopefully I can do something with this. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I think I might have good news for Chris and Ludin Technology. So I was able to get the computer to react. It was actually at least activity on the crystal, and that led me to believe that we do have a good microprocessor. So I replaced a lot of the components that were actually almost desoldered from the board, and also voltage regulator area, which in this one, not the 5-volt regulator, the main voltage regulator for the 12-volt circuit. It was also desoldered. I put all those components new, and I have the gel. So in this one, it's going to look like nothing happened in there, but let's see. All right, so let's power up, which I already did a pre-test before the video to make sure that I'm not just going to, turn it on for nothing, but We got the same sensor ground. We see the green light in there, but now we have 5 volts, IAC, and you saw the fuel pump coming on. So this is immediately telling me that we have a now good computer. Let's establish the communication. All right, so I have the same screen for you guys, MEFI 1 and 4, and then we're going to click OK. This should detect it very quick, and it does. All right, so I usually select the first one, standard diagnostic data, and let's connect. The calibration checksum. I'm probably going to move you. Well, let me keep you here, and then we go over to the data when I can put you on the big screen so you can see better. Let's run this. So let me put the RPMs. And hopefully you can see in there, I don't see coil. So let me just double check my connections. 1 second, guys. All right, now I see it. Okay, so I'm just going to cover in there so you can see the green firing back and forth, right? And then the blue is just firing for all the cylinders. I'm not exactly sure, but you know, this is a MEFI 3. So MEFI 3 should have just one distributor and then 2 injector drivers, which is exactly what we have here. So everything as far as signals wise, we can see the test light for the fuel pump now on because the computer is running. We have the 5-volt reference in there. The 2 red lights that you see here is the IAC, and it's not moving because we're now in idle, so it should be steady, right? So that's actually perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close those views, and I'm going to get you to my screen. Like that you can see better, because sometimes it gets too small on the screen, at least for my eyes. I usually see my videos and make sure that if I see well, and then everybody can see, because I do use glasses for short distance, but not for long distance. But you know, as you age, it's getting worse, so I might gonna have to change that a little bit. But let's keep going on this. So we have the calibration FEB4. That is very specific to this boat. Very low hours. I was actually very surprised when I see this. 112.27 hours, and this is great. I can see the hour meter reading properly, seconds, and this is in tenths. So it's going to reach to like 99.199. So that is like a little over 1.5 seconds in there. You can see 72, but that is exactly how it's counting, and it's counting properly. The rest of the values is all just what I put into the computer, but we have 0 trouble codes, which is great. I'm going to change the RPM because right now I'm in idle. Let me put the IAC position. I don't know why this is in a different position. Maybe because it's a IAC position. Base IAC, I don't need that. The throttle body, yeah. So right now, so the throttle sensor, and I'm going to put the manifold absolute pressure. Do we have injection millisecond on these old ones? I don't think so. Oh yes, it does. It has injection millisecond. So this is based on my manifold pressure, and this is probably wrong because this is an 8.8. So it's definitely looking for a lot more. So if I increase, that is going to change, and you can see when I'm increasing the manifold, the injection pulse width is changing, and this is, you know, with 0 throttle at idle. So I'm going to open the throttle just a little bit, like maybe 7%, and you can see how the IAC is changing. And I can see here, you cannot see that because of the view that I'm showing you now, but now the IAC is in green and red. I'm going to move you just 1 second so you can see these 2 lights now. Before were red, both now are green and red. That means the IAC is moving. So everything is working well in there. So I'm going to increase the RPMs. That I take care with the other simulator, like the signal that I have in there. I'm going to go up to like 4,000 RPM, so make sure that everything is present. And I'm going to move you guys back and forth here so you can see it. Now the green lights are pretty much steady just because they're firing so fast, and so is the blue light, and that is again completely normal. Why? Because now the injection is happening so fast that is just like that, right? So I'm going to increase the throttle to around 40%, and then raise the manifold pressure. Actually lower the manifold pressure around there. You can see the injection pulse within 3.9 milliseconds. That is perfect. Engine runtime, hours, the IAC, everything is looking really good. Yeah, it was actually, like I said, not a short. It was more because of the temperature, and this is great. But and luckily for the owner of the boat, right? The main components in these computers are held in place by an epoxy, and that also saves it because it's no movement. So even if it went into a high temperature, it makes it like when it cools down to just resolder itself. So it could potentially crack them, but it didn't. And we can see this in here. It's actually working good. What is on the boat? I don't know, because now this is the part of where London Technology or whoever technician or mechanic is working in them, they're gonna have to check the wiring. Because yeah, if a boat was on fire, I would definitely check all the wiring connections and everything to make sure everything is fine prior, to connect a good module, right? Because this is definitely working perfectly, and this is really, really good. The board has no pinning, which I see a lot in these old boats, these old computers, when they have a lot of hours, especially with bed grounds internally in the computer, it's stuck to get like a pitting around, or especially on the ground side, and you can see like a black goo coming from the components overheating from bed grounds, and not the case on this computer. So all the components that I could replace are completely were replaced, and everything is working good. And I have all on stock. So everything that can be replaced on these computers, I have in stock. And I did the test, and I'm like, okay, this is sounding good, and it's actually really good. So guys, again, just a short test. Realistically, luckily for him and for me as well, I'm going to bring the Diacom in here so you can see at least from the distance a little bit what I have. I got so many open, but I'm going to lower now. Sorry, not increase. Lower the RPM back to idle. You're going to see how the injection is following that too. The idle for this one is 850. It's definitely, like I said, it's a high output engine. I'm going to lower the throttle accordingly. Yeah, it changes the injection. I mean, I'm right now in 7% on the throttle. As soon as I lower from 7%, let me just see, lower than 4%, it goes to 0.9. So, and this is all depends on the calibration. So I'm not sure exactly, but what it could be at idle in this vehicle, also in this boat, if the throttle reads 0 or not, because I don't have any recordings in these high outputs. The London Technology, if you run it and you save the file, and if you don't mind, share it with me. I keep it on your folder and also use it for future tests in case if you get this to run perfectly and everything in there now that you have a good computer. I always recommend all the customers to, when you have a good working boat, take your Diacom and take it from completely cold engine to completely warm, and then take it for at least a 10 minutes test drive. I go 1000 RPMs and stay there for like at least 10-15 seconds, then 2000 RPMs, 10-15 seconds, 3, do the same, 4, do the same, and then come back to 3, 2, 1, dock, let it cool, let it idle for like a minute or so, and save that recording. Why? Because you can use those values for future references when you have problems on your boat, right? So it's very, very good. And if you do that, Chris, and if you don't mind, share that folder. I have a big Dropbox that I can send you a link so we can upload it in there in case the file gets too big. But usually these recordings on Diacoms are really a small file. So even in email, it works perfect. Because now we can send up to 20 megabytes folders or files onto our emails, which is great. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope that you like the content, and you can see that I can definitely fix these modules. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.